सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् पुराणन्यायमीमांसा धर्मशास्त्राङ्गमिश्रिताः वेदाः स्थानानि विद्यानां धर्मस्य च चतुर्दश आयुर्वेदो धनुर्वेदो गान्धर्वश्चैव ते त्रयः अर्थशास्त्रं चतुर्थं तु विद्याः अष्टादशैव ताः। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. I welcome everyone who is seeing this video, who has joined us for the second in a series of talks with the renowned Professor Korada Subrahmanyam ji, Mahamahopadhyay Korada Subrahmanyam ji, brought to you by Indica Bhasha. The first talk was on the topic Shiksha, Shabdotpatti and Ucharanam. Today, Mahamahopadhyaya will speak to us about Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram and Gṛhyasūtram. Thank you for joining us, Mahamahopadhyaya. I welcome you to speak on this topic.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. As is already well known, there are 6 Vedangas: Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas, Niruktam, Jyotisham, and Kalpa. Among them, today we are going to discuss Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram. And when we say Vedangas, it means they are the Avayavas or limbs of Veda Purusha. So here Kalpaḥ-Śrautra represents Hasta, the hand, both the hands of Veda Purusha. So what is Kalpa? How is it useful? And what is the very role that plays in these are things. So Kalpyate, Samarthyate, Vedamantranam prayogaha atra anena va iti kalpaha. Kalpa means the Shastram which provides the very itikattavata or the prayoga or the practical part of any karma. So what happens is, in Veda we have mantras. Okay, we recite mantras as per Shiksha, Vyakaranam and all that. What is the Kriya? What is the practical part of the mantras that has to be taken up while reciting the Veda mantras? And that part is taken care of by Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram. Here, Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram broadly can be put under 2 headings: Śrautasūtram and this Gṛhyasūtram. Śrautasūtram has got another wing called Śrautasūtram. Śrauta means a rope. Since Śrautasūtram deals with the yagas, the yagashalas are to be built with exact perfect measurements. So to measure the very length and breadth etc. of a yagashala, one requires a rope. So this is, in other words, you can say geometrical thing. It is taken care of by Śrautasūtram. In Gṛhyasūtram, you have again another wing called Dharmasūtram. I shall explain what it is. In Śrautasūtram, it deals with the performance of yagas. If you divide Veda into 2 parts, the first part deals with the karma. It is called Karma Mīmamsa. And it is discussed in Purva Mīmamsa. In the term Purva Mīmamsa, the word Purva refers to the Purva Bhaga or earlier part of Vedas, which deal with Yajna Karma. About different yagas, how to perform, what is the result, and so on and so forth. Whereas the latter part of Veda is called Upanishads. Okay? And that is dealt with by Uttamamamsa or Vedanta. Here the word Uttara refers to the latter parts of Veda, which deal with Jnana. So, earlier part of Veda deals with karma, latter part of Veda deals with Jnana. Now, while discussing the performance of different yagas, Dakshapurnamasa Sargakamo Yajeta, Jyotishtomena Sargakamo Yajeta, and there are different kinds of yagas. There is the main difference between Śrautasūtram and Gṛhyasūtram is that it is explained in the commentaries on Gṛhyasūtram. Mantras are clearly mentioned. Mantras that are required for performing a yaga are clearly mentioned in Śrautasūtram. We need not search for them. Whereas for Gṛhyasūtram, this is the first Sutram of Apastamba Gṛhyasūtram. So, taking the Achara that has been there since time immemorial, we have to infer, we have to search for the mantras that are relevant to a particular samskara like Vivaha, Upanayam, Namakaranam, and so on and so forth. So, Pratyaksha directly mantras are available for Śrautasūtram, whereas they are to be searched for Gṛhyasūtram. Already books are available for Gṛhyasūtram. One need not separately search now. One thing. In Śrautasūtram, in yagas or yajnas are meant to achieve Swarga. Jyotishtomena Sargakamo Yajeta. And after enjoying for some time in Swarga, Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti Bhagavad Gita. They come back to Bhuloka and then again they fall in this. That means it is not for moksha but for Swarga. If one wants moksha, moksha is relief literally from the worldly bindings, rather arresting the chain or the very chakra or wheel of Janam Maranam like that, and get the Jivatma mixed with Paramatma, that is putting an end to this kind of cycle of birth and death. It is called moksha, and it is available only through Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutras, and so on. In yaga, there will be mainly 4 reflex. The Hota represents Rigveda, Udgata represents Samaveda, Advaryu represents Yajurveda, and Sarvair Brahma. So Brahma has to take care of all the 4 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. In fact, there will be 15 to 16 or maybe even 17, including Subrahmanyam, rithviks in a yaga, depending on the need. That is the general introduction to yaga, and there will be Dakshinagni, Garhapatya, Ahavanaya. These are called Trayaha Agnayaha. And the one who has been maintaining all the Tretagnis, all the 3 Agnis regularly, only will be eligible to perform that yaga, to sit as perform these yagas. So such people are much less in number nowadays. Different purposes are there for different yagas. Some yagas are useful to get rain, and so on and so forth. These Śrautasūtrams are differently available for different Vedas, and that is just a brief account of the yagas. The yagashalas are to be built generally away from the village, because at the end of this yaga, performance of Avabhrata Snanam will be there. After that, all the yagashalas are to be burned. So, to avoid any kind of inconvenience to the villages, the yagashalas are built towards the end of, away from a village or any place where there are people who are living there. I was supervising a Gṛhyasūtram, one yaga at Bhadrachalam, presently in Telangana district, Khammam district, the Telangana state, in 2012. How to build the yagashalas, how many, where, what are the measurements, and how to fetch Tratagnis without any problem to karma. Because morning and evening one has to perform the Agnihotra for all the three Agnis, Dakshina Agni, Karhabhacha, Narhavaneya. From Trichy, Kerala, they were to be brought. So I was making arrangements and all that. So that is generally about yaga. And Arahutaha Adharangachet is the Shastram. For a marriage, etc., Vivaha, etc., one requires an invitation. Whereas for a yaga, one can visit without an invitation also. That is the meaning of that Shastram. Yeah. So Apastamva-Śrautasūtram is there, Ashvarayana-Śrautasūtram is there. Such a Śrautasūtras are there. Then let us now see what this Gṛhyasūtram is all about. What is this word Gṛhya? So Śrauta means Shrutehe, Agatam Śrautam, or whichever related to Shruti, that is Veda, is called Śrautam. And here it is Gṛhyasūtram. What is Gṛha? What is Gṛhya? Shanti Parva Mahabharata says, Na Gṛham Gṛhamittyahu Gṛhini Gṛhamuchyate. Here the word Gṛha means the lady who is there in the family, the house, but not a house itself. So the karmas which are done, which are performed along with wife, Gṛhini, are called Gṛhyakarmani, Gṛhyakarmani, you can say. Then there are certain karmas. For example, say Semanta, Humsavana, Upanayana, such karmas, there you don't find the wife. Then the answer is provided by Kshatrinyaya. The karmas which are performed without wife, without Gṛhini, are also taken. Kshatrinyaya is that someone said, Kshatrinaha yanti, people with umbrellas are going. There you will find people with umbrellas as well as people without umbrellas also. So that is in Nyaya taken up to explain this. So there are samskaras. In fact, in Gautama Smriti, 40 samskaras are enumerated. Finally, 14 or 16 samskaras are taken as very important samskaras. Right from before birth also, there will be, for example, 1 or 2 samskaras. Let us discuss. Semanta. This is Semantaha means part of the hair, generally called papidi in Telugu or mung in Hindi. The partition which is made on the head, partition of the hair, that is called Semanta. So with the some forest fig, some animals thorn is brought, and with the thorn, the partition is made with some mantras. And this is performed during the 4th month of pregnancy, Chaturthemasi. Some people are doing it in 6th month and 7th month. There is some Bhipra, but doesn't matter, it has to be performed. What is the purpose? Purpose is Garbhashuddhi. For Garbhashuddhi, one has to perform Semanta or Semantornayanam, also it is called. How many times for every pregnancy should it be repeated? No. Only once it has to be performed. Then follows Pumsavanam. Pumamsam Sute. If one wants a male child, then they have to perform this Pumsavanam. Okay? So like that, the samskaras are there. Among them, Upanayanam is also one. There are three kinds of karmas: Nitya karma, Naimittika karma, and Kamya karma. Nitya karma is like Sandhyavandanam, Agrikaryam for a brahmachari, and Gṛhyasūtram or upasana for a married person, Grihastha. And then these are Vedajayam, these are Nitya karmas. Without asking for the result, one has to perform. Sandhyahinaha ashuchihi anarhaha sarvakarmasu, Shankaspriti, etc., Dakshaspriti, etc., they explain. Without Sandhyavandanam, although one goes on pilgrimage, this thing, that thing, performs so many karmas, it is a waste. So one should perform Sandhyavandanam and then he may do other karmas, which will be fruitful. So that is so important. Vedadhyanam, aharaha Sandhyam upasita is Veda. Shastram also says that. And Swadhyayodhyetavyaha in Maitriya Aranyakam, it is clearly stated that one should perform Swashakha, Rikshakha, Yajishakha, Samashakha, like that. He should recite at least a single Rik or Yajus or Sama and should not give up. It is a Nitya karma. In the same Taittiriya Aranyakam first chapter called Varnaprapataka, we find the origin of Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram. Kalpota ordhvam asabaling haretu Hiranyanahaye tadavitadaye kauverayayam balihi samvatsarametad vratanjaretu dovvamasahu niyamasamasena. These mantras provide us with the origin of Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram. So Nitya karmas have to be performed on a regular basis. Then Naimittika karmas, Nimitta means cause. If there is a cause, you perform that karma, otherwise no. Someone died, then one will perform the karma and Anche karma, generally it is called Ancheshti, and Anche karma, aparam it is called generally. And then every month one has to do Masikam for 12 months, and then Samvatsarikam, and after that every year there will be Abdikam. Abda means yearly death ceremony is called Abdikam. But in some languages they call Tadinam, Patadinam. Right? This is Naimittika karma. Because someone has died, that's why you are performing. Similarly, Gṛhapravesha is also a Naimittika karma. Gṛhapravesha will be there after marriage also. But if you build a house, then you have to perform Gṛhapravesha. So since the Gṛha, new house, is the cause of this, it is called a Naimittika karma. So Nitya karma, Naimittika karma. Kamya karma. Kama means a desire. If one wants children, he has to get married. If one wants sarga, then he has to perform a yaga. So such karmas, for example, Satyanarayana Vratam. There I want health, I want children, I want more facilities, this thing, that thing. All these things are generally mentioned. Since those are desires, it is called a Kamya karma. Among the 4 ashramas that are stated in Shukla Yajurveda, in our culture it is there. Brahmacharyashrama, Grihasthashrama, Vanaprasthashrama, Sannyasashrama, 4 are there. The Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti stands on 4 pillars: Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Kama, Dharma is associated with Artha. Artha is nothing but earning money. Okay. And Kama is related to marriage. So while earning money also, you have to see that the ways you are taking up to earn money are associated with Dharma. Similarly, during marriage also, after marriage also, you should see that Dharma is followed. Krishna Yajurveda says, Yadhova esha atmano yapatnihi. Subrahmanyam of Shukla Yajurveda says, Yadhova esha atmano yajjaya So wife is half of the body. So ardhangi, except physical separation. After marriage, they are called Dampati or Jampati, Jayapati. There are not two people. Both are the same. So dharme charthe cha kame cha nati charami. The pledge is made by the Pati. And the Guru says, Acharya says, dharme charthe cha kame cha esha na aticharitavya. You should not ignore her in terms of dharma, artha and kama. Moksha is individual. It does not fall under this marriage, etc. Okay. And she will partake in the punya phala. According to Patanjali, papa phala also. Both are. Both wife and husband. So, Dampatyoh sahadikarat. It is clearly mentioned in the 6th Adhyaya of Pauromimamsa. Both of them have to perform anything, and any result will be shared by both of them. There is no separate this thing. This is something, just a brief account of marriage. And there will be Saptapadi in the marriage. 7 mantras will be there. Vishnu Stvanvetu, Vishnu Stvanvetu, like that. And for meanings of these mantras and the other procedures about all the sanskaras, one may visit the Jigyasa Foundation of America. There, ancientindianwisdom.com. There I have authored articles on all Vedas, all Vedangas, some Darshanas, and especially these sanskaras I have dealt with, each one of them. And there one will find the meanings of the Saptapadi mantras also. Saptapadi, 7 feet or 7 words. Saptapadinam Sakhyam. Panini says, if 7 words are spoken with each other, or if 7 feet are taken, walked by these people, then it will be Sakhyam, that is friendship, like that. So here also it is applied. So in marriage, after marriage, one should not say that it belongs to me. Anything, whether it is money or property or whatever it is, it belongs to both Pati and Patni. There is no question of giving or taking. So things like pocket money, etc. are ruled out. They are bad. They are sinister things as far as the Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti or Vedic Sampradaya is concerned. So one has to discuss with wife and vice versa while taking up any task, while spending or taking any decision related in terms of dharma, artha, and kama. That is generally how it goes. Upanayinam is a very important task. The father should not delay. Gṛhyasūtrameshu Brahmana Upanayeta, Garbhadvadaseshu, Garbha Vaishya, like that they at the age of 8, every Brahmana should get Upanayinam, undergo Upanayinam. Upanayinam is the second life, that's why he is called Dvija. Earlier there was father and mother. Now here Gayatri is considered as the mother and Acharya as father. So one can start the Brahmacharya and he can, after one sanskara, he can learn Vedas also. He has to protect the Vedas. And according to Jabali's Upanishad, one may directly go to sannyasa from Brahmacharya. He need not necessarily go for marriage. No. Because it is a kamya karma. And what is sannyasa? 18th adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, 2nd verse says, Kamyanam karmanam tyagam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. 4 kinds of sannyasis are there. Among them, Paramahamsa need not go for Nitya Karmas and Naimittika Karmas, but other sannyasis should go for Nitya Karma and Naimittika Karma. So Vanaprastha is Vana going to forest and just thinking about Tattvam and learning Upanishads, studying Upanishads and thinking about how to get moksha, Brahmajnana and all that. In 11th Adhyaya of Manuspurti, these niyamas for Vanaprastha are discussed. One should not stay with children once they got children. That means once you got what you call children of children, so then you should not stay with that family, because there will be so many problems. Then you better distribute whatever wealth you have, things, etc., among the sons and daughters. And then, if with wife or without wife, you have to go, stay separately, and think about mokshopaya, study Aranyakam, study Upanishads, and all. So this is Vanaprastha. After Vanaprastha, sannyasa will come. As I have already said, one need not follow this order. One may directly go from Brahmacharya to sannyasa. In sannyasa, giving up the kamya karmas, like Satyanarayana Vratam, any Vratam for that matter, or yagas to attain Swarga, those things should not be performed. Even when one is Gṛhyastha, that is a household person, if he doesn't want the result of the kamya karmas, he has to perform along with wife, then he may say Parameshwararpanamastu. That means he doesn't require, he doesn't want, desire the very result of these kamya karmas, so Parameshwararpanamastu. Then, even as Gṛhyastha, in the mind of mind, in the heart of the hearts, he will have sannyasa dharma. These are very deep concepts. And now, here, let us see that samskaras we have discussed to some extent. Upanayana is more important than Vivaha. And Vivaha also, if there is any problem, recently I discussed in Bharatiya Vidvat Parishad, Nashte Mrute Pravarjite, like that Parashara says, if there is any problem with the husband, if he goes without telling or informing anybody, or if he takes sannyasa, if he is found to be a napunsaka, impotent, in such cases, 5 serious conditions, the lady can go for second marriage. Some people said this is not in Kali Yuga, but in Kali Yuga also there are so many problems ladies have been facing. So one can go to what you call for second marriage. Because according to Mimamsa, the vidhi, wherever there is vidhi, there you have to take the vachyartha, that is the primary meaning, but should not go for lakshyartha or secondary meaning. No. So, patihi anyaha vidhiyate, clearly Parashara says, she has to go for another pati. So there, Medhatithi, one commentator said, here pati means parakshane, the one who protects. In both the cases, pati and pita, the meaning, general literary meaning is the one who protects. But here that should not be taken like that. Patihi anyaha vidhiyate. Another pati is being ordained. That is an ordinance vidhi. So in Vidhi, you should not resort to Lakshyartha or secondary meaning, something like protector, like that. And in this connection, one thing is, never a girl or lady should be left without protection. That is clearly stated in not only Manusmriti, other Shastras also. Pita rakshati kaumare. To 15 years of age, Kaumara. Some people said Balyam is up to 5, Kaumara up to 15, 16 to 50 is Yavanam, and beyond that, Vardhakyam. That is how fourfold age is taken. Some people have taken Kaumara up to 15, then Yavanam up to 50, and then beyond that, it is what you call Vardhakyam. Pita rakshati Kaumare. During up to 15 years of age, the father is directly responsible for the protection of a girl. Bharta rakshati yavvane. And husband is responsible for the protection of the lady during Yavvanam, 16 to 50 years of age. Beyond that, the putrascha vardhake vayasi. It is the children, that is both sons and daughters, who are directly responsible for the protection of the lady. Therefore, nastri swatantriyam arhati. Here some people mistranslated the word swatantriyam as independence. That is wrong. Depending on the context, we have to interpret this. So, protection has to be provided to a girl child right from the birth to the death. That is the clear message. Pita rakshati kaumare, bharta rakshati yuvvane, putrascha vardhake vayasi, nastri swatantriyam arhati. Swatantriyam is loneliness. Do not leave her without protection. And nowadays we see so many incidents. What happens if a lady is left without protection? So this is said hundreds of thousands of years ago in our Shastras. Dhamma Shastra falls under, I have already stated, under Kalpa. So that is one thing. Suppose a girl is not married, ladies can take sannyasa. Shankaranama Parivirajika, Patanjali says in Mahabhashya. Shankara is a lady who became Parivirajika. Parityajya Vraja, to go. Giving up everything, every worldly comfort or any connection whatsoever with the world. One has to retire, one has to get separated, go alone without bothering about anybody whatsoever. That is called sannyasa. So, both ladies and gents, people belonging to all castes and religions, are eligible to take sannyasa. While performing karmas, there may be some rules one has to undergo upanayam. For example, someone may ask why everyone should not recite Veda. In Swadhyaya Brahmanam, the second chapter of Taittiriya Aranyakam, it is clearly stated, Yajnopavitye vadhiyeta. The one with Yajnopavetam only should recite Veda. So without Yajnopavetam, the sacred thread generally, difficult translation is not possible because of the cultural specific terms. They are loaded with meaning, pregnant with meaning. So they cannot be translated. We have to adapt the terms and offer some meaning in parentheses or footnotes or endnotes. Such terms are there. Even Vivaha is not marriage. But since there is some semblance between Vivaha and marriage in the other culture, that is just living together. Okay, we offer for easy understanding, Vivaha means marriage. Otherwise, it is not a correct translation. In Vivaha, you have Dhanme cha, Arthe cha, Kame cha, Nati Charitavya and all that. This kind of concept or understanding is not there in other cultures. Similarly, Dharma. Dharma is translated as religion. But if you go for back translation, suppose you want to translate religion into Sanskrit or any Indian vernacular for that matter, you will get Dharma. You won't get religion. Religion, if you back translate, it will be Matam only. Matam is liked by some people, not Dharma. What is the difference? Dharma is universal, acceptable to all people. For example, Satyam Vada, Dhanmanchara. Satyam Vada, speak the truth. Who should speak the truth? Everyone should speak the truth. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. Ahimsa is the best dharma. Just let me explain what ahimsa is. People think ahimsa may translate as non-violence. So there are children, many old people, many people suffering from diseases. They cannot involve in any himsa or violence. Do you say that they are following ahimsa? No. In Yoganushasanam, ahimsa is clearly defined, mentioned. Ahimsa pratisthayam tat sannidho vairatyagaha. If you are following ahimsa, then in your presence, the birds or animals or any pranis which have got mutual hostility should give up their hostile nature and live in peace in your presence. Then you can claim that you follow ahimsa. For example, rat and cat. In the vicinity, in your presence, they are there. A cow and tiger. They will stay there without hostility, without fighting with each other. When they have given up their virus svabhava or hostility or hatred against each other and live peacefully, then you can claim that you are following ahimsa. Of course, non-violence also falls under this. This is the best definition that is offered by Patanjali in Yoganushasanam. So, now you said that people can go for Nitya karma, Naimittika karma, and Kamya karma. Some people added Prayashchitta karma also in the, well, they say, let us add that also, 4 kinds of karmas. Praya means papa, chitta, they get rid of the papa, whichever is committed. Because sometimes it is difficult to go without committing even a small sin. That's why in Sandhyavandanam you say, Yadratriyat kurute papam, Yadratriyat pratimuchyate, Yadamhat kurute papam, Yadamhat pratimuchyate, like that. Because without committing even the slightest sin, it is impossible to live. No, one cannot do that. So, one has to do some japa, some kind of thinking, whether today in the evening before going to bed, one has to think about these things, whether I have committed some sin or not. So from tomorrow onwards, I should refrain from committing any kind of sin whatsoever. Anything that is not good for you, anything that is not comfortable to you, is not good for others or comfortable to others. that you should not do. Because the definition of dharma, dhriyate aneneti dharma, the entire universe is being upheld due to dharma only. If you lose dharma, if you just give up dharma or ignore dharma, then there will be chaos in this society. That's why to follow a life of dharma, dharman charati, Pani says, dharmikaha. One has to control his mind first. Cleansing the mind. For that, yoga anushasana will be useful. Some people think that only asanas are there in yoga. Yoga chittavritti nirodhaha. Arresting the mind from going hither and thither and in different ways. Chanchalam hi manappartham. Bhagavad Gita. So it is chanchalam. By nature it is fickle. So there you have to rein in, you have to control the mind. For example, if you take how to cleanse the mind, do not accept one more tomato from the vendor. Do not accept anything more than what you deserve for the amount you paid to him. No. Satyam you have to follow. So like that, even Gautama Smriti enumerates some Atma Gunaha. First one is Bhotadaya. Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu says Matsya Puranam. So just on a par with you, you have to treat the pranis, any prani for that matter. It may be a bird, it may be a human being, it may be an animal, whatsoever. Treat on a par with you, how you treat yourself. There what happens, suppose some people go on upavasa, these things are discussed in Dharma Shastras. Gṛhyasūtram is part and parcel of Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram, as I have already mentioned earlier. There one sutram is anayasa. While performing dharma, you should take care of your mind and body. If you are not strong enough, if you cannot sustain the vicissitudes, the difficulties of any activity, although it is ordained by Veda or Shastram, don't go for that. For example, just take on Shivaratri. One may go on fasting. But if it is not suitable to your constitution of your body, don't go for upavasa. Shivaratro Gṛhyasūtram. One has to keep awake himself during Shivaratri. But is it suitable to your body, constitution? And we are going to feel tired or cumbersome or whatever it is, if it gives some difficulty to your mind or body, then don't go for dharma. No, even if it is ordained, clearly stated in Veda, Purana, and any Shastra or Kavyas for that matter. And these dharmas are explained in three ways. One is in Veda. Mamatacharya in Kavya Prakasha says, Veda ordains something. Satyam Vada, speak the truth. That's all. Like a king's order. Samhita. That's all. And some people may follow, may not follow. Some people may understand, may not understand, because if one wants to understand the Vedic sentences, he requires the knowledge of all the Vedangas, 6 Vedangas, and Mimamsa, and Nyaya, and so on and so forth. It is not possible for everybody. It requires a lot of mental capacity, awful memory, and all. So, then Puranam comes, very easy understanding. Itihasa, asa. Such and such a thing happened, says Valmiki, says Vyasa. So Ramayana and Mahabharata are called Itihasa. Puranas are also there. They said Mitravat, like just a friend. Such and such a thing happened. So one should not commit such kind of sin, such kind of bad thing, and so on. It is an advice, friendly advice. That is the fashion in which the same message that is there in Veda is offered by a friend. Kavyam kanta sammitataya upadeshi yuje. The Kavyam, even Ramayana you can take, or Bharatam, they are called Kavyas, and Raghuvamsha, Kumara Sambhava, etc. also. The same message will be there. Message is very small. Follow Rama, but not Ravana. Suppose you can say just like in Mahavakyam in Vedanta, Tamasi and Rama. But the poet adds a lot of varnanas, descriptions, and makes it very beautiful, attractive, flowery, so that the persons will study those kavyas and follow the message that is already there in Veda and Purana or Itihasa. Kanta samitataya. Who is Kanta? Kanta is Kantayati iti Kanta. For example, we call a magnet Ayaskanta. Ayaha means iron. It attracts iron, therefore it is called Ayaskanta. Ayaha Kantayati. Kanta means an attractive lady. Here it is a young, beautiful wife. While serving the food, context is very important. The wife tells her husband, see, the lady next door yesterday purchased an ornament. It is very beautiful. Is it so? Would you like to have a glance? Yeah. She asks while serving the food. Then the husband says, okay, let us. Then she returns with the ornament and shows how is it beautiful. Then shall I put on and see? Oh, okay. Then she puts on around her neck or so on her body and then says how it looks beautiful. That's all. She returns the ornament to the lady. Now, what is the message? She wants one similar ornament. Did she say clearly in Vakya Maryadaya? Did she say, I want one? No, she did not say. But she did not fail in her duty in conveying or suggesting the message that she wants one. In similar fashion, a kavyam gives the message that is already there in Veda or Korada. So this is three ways of conveying the message. Some people would directly follow whatever message is offered by Veda, Satyam Vada, Dharmanchara, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. And some people may follow Puranas, some people still may require a kavyam like that. And here again, Taittiriya Upanishad clearly says in Anandavalli, it clearly says, you have to follow Acharyaha Antevasinam Anushasti. Then Acharya rather disciplines. Anushasti is discipline. The one who can be disciplined is called a disciple or Shishya. Shishya means Shasitum Yogya. The one who can be disciplined. That means he certainly follows the words of Guru. Such a person only is called Shishya. So he says, Satyam Vada, Dhammanchara, follow Dharma, speak the truth. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. It is clearly stated in Manusmriti. 10 times Mata is superior to Pita. 10 times Pita is superior to Acharya. And so on and so forth. So Gauravena Atirichyate. Because the mother has to take the pain for 9 months, she has to carry and take all the trouble, therefore, comes Mata. Then comes Pita. Then comes Acharya. Acharya is actually, in those days, Upaniyetu Yashishyam Vedamadhyapayed Vijahas Sangam Sarhasyanja Tamacharyam Prachakshate. the one who gets this person undergo Upanayam and then teaches Veda, Vedangas and Upanishads, he is called Acharya actually. Other meanings are also there for the term Acharya. Acharam Grāhyati iti Acharya. In Nirukta Shastram, one of the Vedangas gives clear, different explanations. Acharam Grāhyati, how to behave. And behavior is taught, preached. That person is called Acharya. Achinoti Artham iti Acharya. It's very difficult to collect so many things from so many Vedas, Vedangas, Darshanas, Puranas, Shastras, and all that. For a single person. So if you approach an Acharya, he will give you all the things that are required to lead a peaceful and useful life for you in the society without going through much difficulty. So, Tham Ajinoti, he is collecting the things that are required for the life, leading a life. And that person is called Acharya. So, like that, in Dharma Shastras, how to behave. And the Dharma Lakshanam is also given. All the details can be had from different Dharma Shastras. I think I have given some proper introduction to Kalpaḥ-Śrautasūtram because each Shastram is an ocean. One may give some introductory these sentences or something like that, but if anyone wants further knowledge in this thing, wants to know the concepts more and more, go deep, to have profound knowledge of these Vedangas, one should go through the original texts rather than translations, and preferably with the help of Guru who has got the knowledge of Vedangas and also learned some Veda in Gurukula system. Then better to follow, because today so many countries are looking at India, Indian heritage, the systems, the education, the language Sanskritam, Devi Bhasha. So many people are coming forward. And if you take, for example, Ayurveda, if you take yoga, if you take Panini Sashtadhyayi, these are very, very useful in day-to-day life. And if one will have this samskara is untranslatable. Samskara can be for mind or body, that makes one get rid of some doshas, defects, or adds some virtues to the body or mind. Both are called samskaras. One can get these samskaras. And if one individual has got samskara, so that the society at large would have that samskara, and people can have peace and tranquility, and also the much needed good health. Because if mind is polluted, all the 5 elements, Bhumi, Vayu, Jalam, etc., today we are facing the difficulties of why? Because manas, mind is not controlled, mind is not put under control. It is polluted. So all the elements are polluted and we have to suffer without any comfort. With these words, I conclude my talk. I am very much thankful to Indic Society, the founder, Shri Harikiran Garu, and my friend, Shishya Kalpa, like a Shishya, Meka Kalyan Sundaram. Thank you very much. Shubham Bhuyat, Sarve Janaah Sukhino Bhavantu.
Thank you so much, Mahamupadhyay, for sharing your wisdom, your knowledge on Kalpa specifically, which was the focus of the second in a series of conversations that we are having with you, as brought to everyone by Indica Bhasha. I am grateful to you for your time, and I look forward to the next video in this series and to hosting the same. Thank you for your time, Professor. Namaste.
Yadgayashman.